So, as our next mayor, what will you do to prioritize and improve the health of the district students and also to address all the disparities in the health system?
I'm committed to providing a superior public school education for each and every individual child. And that transcends the development of just modern buildings with state-of-the-art equipment and facilities which are conducive to safe and potentially productive educational environments. We have to look at all of the needs of individual children, particularly taking into account the social economic conditions within that particular school environment. And we have to address those things, being proactive and not reactionary. In addition to things like obesity and asthma, you have a problem with poor vision a lot of times. So we have to address the poor vision issue as well. The thing that we have to do as people who are committed to ensuring our children maximize every single day of education is make certain that they're getting physical exercise. Physical exercise can't be an addendum. It can't be considered to be extracurriculum. It has to be considered a major component of providing children a full and complete education. Healthy lifestyles, that's important. It's not just eating when they get to school, it's eating at home properly and developing a culture of eating properly throughout their life cycle. The one thing that we have in the city of Chicago, particularly in poor neighborhoods, are food deserts. You have a lot of parents who shop for groceries at gas stations. They walk out of those gas stations with shopping bags full as though they've been to Jewel or Dominic's. And that's a problem in those communities. So we have to make certain that we are fighting to eliminate food deserts. Once upon a time, I introduced an initiative called Dominic's, Conscientiously Owned and Operated. And Dominic's is just a metaphor for a series of grocery stores that have fresh produce, dairy, and fresh meats. One every 1.4 miles in the city of Chicago, so they're within walking distance for people. 28% of the people in the city of Chicago don't have cars, and that's not a bad thing because when people are walking, that's a form of exercise. But we want people to be able to walk to the grocery stores and pick up those essential nutrients so that those children are eating real foods. We cannot let children think that a ketchup is a vegetable. That's a condiment. So we have to make certain that we're teaching our children culturally to eat properly. And then exercise is important. I'm glad to see that the makers of some of these video games are creating interactive games. The Wii games, for example, where the children hop around and dance around. Children don't play outdoors as much because it's not as safe as it used to be. So, of course, we have to make our communities safer so that they can get out and exercise and walk around and get to know their neighbors and become part of the community. We have to focus on our parks, our schools, and our libraries because those are the staples around which communities are built. We cannot walk away from those, and we can't outprice the children in those communities. We can't charge them to come and play in the parks. We can't begin charging them to go to the library to access the internet. We can't make schools unattainable for the children who live in those neighborhoods. We need neighborhood schools. So our commitment is to provide a superior public school education for each and every individual child. That means you take an intrinsic look at their particular needs, and you figure out what that one child needs. It's not one size fits all. It's what does that one child need to ensure that they get through pre-K and K through 12 education in the best possible shape, that they get that diploma and are able to go on and pursue their life's dreams, whether it's college or a vocation, whether it's just going out and exploring the world. We want to make certain that they are the best human being they can possibly be. So, ladies and gentlemen, we'll commit ourselves to ensuring healthy schools in the city of Chicago and making certain that every child has an adequate lunch, an adequate breakfast, and that every child understands at least what's expected of them in terms of eating in our society. Thank you.